If you are here, oh, I can see there's 11 of you. Fantastic. So, how I thought I would do this is I'm going to welcome you as you come. Hey, Rom, good to see you. And yeah, so I'm in my van. I've had a fabulous day with Bella today. We have got some, I found today my absolute best beach, and I thought that was Landwin at Newborough, but I found another one today that I have just fallen in love with. And we went on the beach and we did it from a coastal walk in true Next Chapter Diary fashion. So that's exciting. That's going to be coming up. But if anybody has got any questions, I did the review last week on how it's going with the van, and that seems to have gone down very well. I know there's a couple of questions about Starlink, for example, so we can talk about that. But I just wanted to make a connection with you guys because you are so great at making comments, and I would love to know. Yes, is Bella doing good? She is at my feet right now. This is actually my laptop, so I can't really show you her, but yeah, she's good. She has been a little bit slower. She had a bit of a limp today, but to be fair, her supplements ran out. Her supplements ran out, and she's been for about a week without them. So I think that has probably, that has probably affected her in a little way. So Rom, I was going to ask about Bella. Yes, and yes, she has had a swim today. In fact, she has had two. When I'm doing a coastal walk, it's really funny because we've got into a bit of a habit, and she understands that now. We've got into a little bit of a habit where I let her have a dip and a swim to start with, and sometimes I do that as well. And then we go off for our walk, and then she's really nice and cool. With all this hot weather, I feel better that she's had a dip already. And then we come back and she has one too. She was a bit cross with me today because I forgot the ball. And we managed to find a stick to throw for her, but she chewed it all up. So that didn't last very long. She's such a typical Labrador, that's for sure. So if you are there, I would love to say hello. Just pop in the chat, say hi, so I can say hello to you. And are there, ask anything, honestly, ask anything. I was blown away by the review again. There's so many people who said that they have found it really useful. And it's quite funny because I'm definitely somebody who learns. I learn through experience. And it was really interesting making that particular video because obviously I made one at the very start when I just got it. And I was talking about how I was packing it all up. And everything I was doing was theory. But obviously now that I've been living and touring in it since May the 1st. Can you believe it? I'm so behind with my videos, guys. I've got loads coming up, absolutely loads. But it's been such an amazing experience. And one of the things that I mentioned was the van layout, and it's just been absolutely fantastic. So let me see. Have we got now? The last thing I've got on here is Rom asking about Bella having a swim. Have we got any more questions or any more comments? What do you like most about the videos? And what do you not like? I'm going to start this off while anybody is coming up here because my microphones, I'm having such problem with them. Because the thing I don't like is when it's really windy, and then you can't hear the sea, but you can hear the wind and you can hear my voice, and I've got to kind of like level with those. But I'm doing my best on the sound quality. Okay, so Big Dog, never done van life, but used to live aboard a boat. Found you have to be ruthless in terms of necessity versus luxuries. That is such a great thing to say. I will say that I'm a changed person. Um, I used to do things like everywhere I went, I bought a fridge magnet. Well, I can't do that because I've got nowhere to put it. And imagine all that extra weight in the van. That would just be ridiculous. But yeah, I'm loving the whole less is more. And it certainly helps keep everything tidy. I'm a naturally very messy person. So to be able to keep the place tidy because I just can't function. It's just an absolute nightmare. So yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Necessity versus luxuries. Although, Big Dog, I've got to say this, I've still got my cafetiere, which is that a luxury? To me, that's a necessity. I've got to have my coffee. Rom says, time going so quickly. How do you manage food shopping? That is a really good question. And it's an interesting thing, actually, because Wales doesn't seem to have that many near the coastline, clearly, near the coastline, not that many supermarkets. They tend to be either like premiers or small stores. And then in the big towns, you get the big supermarkets. But obviously I haven't got that much space, so I don't tend to buy loads. And when it's been hot, I can't leave Bella in the van and I don't want to leave it open. So I think there was one video when I was doing the washing as well at the same time. I don't know if you've seen that, Rom, but I was literally kind of like running over to do the washing, coming back and then running over again to go into the supermarket. So sometimes I have to go later at night when it's a bit cooler. And sometimes I just literally, just run in, grab some chicken, some Diet Coke and or whatever I need, carrots for Bella. Bella's carrot budget has gone up since she's been exercising more, that's for sure. So yeah, I have to just stop off. And most places, I will say Aldi are really good. Aldi seems to be the one that has room for bigger vans, right? I'm 6 meters long. Tesco seems to be the worst. So that was my that's how I'm getting around the shopping, really. But it's quite sad because sometimes I want to support the local shops, and if there's just nowhere where I can park or it's not walkable, then I just can't do that. So yeah, it's little, small and often. Ram says, I love your walking and beach and personal share, plus your route camera driving is fun. Yeah, I finally got that sorted. My little Insta here, I've managed to fashion this actually comes out, and I've been able, hang on, say it comes out. So this little camera actually comes out, and I've been able to mount it now onto the windscreen so that I can do it. And this has got a little stabilizer in it as well. So I'm hoping that you've noticed they have got better. And Big Star says necessity. I think that's about the cafetiere, which is 100%. Justine, hi, loving watching your journey. It's really inspiring. Oh, that's so nice to hear. Thank you for saying that. And you're from Shropshire. Oh my gosh, that's pretty much where I started, at Daisybank on the Welsh Shropshire border. So yes, that's a very important place. That was the start of the journey. So that's really good. Let's have a look. Justin Smith. Actually, I just want to say, Justine, when you said it's so inspiring, can you tell me what is it that you love about it? Is it that it's I'm showing you beautiful places? Is it that I'm actually doing this journey? I'd love to know a little bit more about that. That's really lovely of you to say. Thank you. And Justin, hope you're both doing well. We are living our best life, and it's really It's really difficult because some of it is really tough. I'm not going to lie. I know it's sort of like, oh, how tough, you're touring around. But some of it is, and I was close to tears last night because I could not find a park up. And it was way too late to suddenly go, oh, I just go to a campsite, which I try not to do. I try to challenge myself. But I was close to tears last night because I was so tired. I kept driving around little lanes. Anyway, I found a good one in the end. It wasn't glamorous. It really wasn't glamorous, but it was safe and good. So that's all good. How's your confidence with your driving now? Oh my gosh, I am a queen at parking this rig. I have to say, at first, it's fully automatic, and so I'm not used to that. I've always preferred driving manual, but it does have, and I don't know if Mark is listening, but if Mark is listening, he will tell you, he explained to me what the plus and minus was on the side of the D, because I don't know, I just hadn't even thought about it. And obviously that's where you can just move it to the left and you can go up gears and down gears. So you can use it in manual as well. So it's sort of like substituting. I didn't know this. I mean, that's shocking, isn't it? But having driven manual for 38, what feels like 38,000 years, then I didn't know about it. But now I do. It's brilliant. And the size of it as well, I think the fact that it's rectangular actually really helps. The wing mirrors are really nice and big. It's actually a lot easier once you get used to that cornering bit, giving yourself just that little bit extra coming out of the junction before you turn left or right. So yeah, it's fun. I love driving it. Absolutely love driving it. Big Dog says getting the right tech is important, especially now that YouTubers are getting so slick with the documentary style. That said, over slick turns me on, and I do like your authenticity. Thank you. That's a lovely thing to say. Yeah. I'm no stranger. I was a professional photographer, so I've always loved tech and editing and things like that. I think I'm probably going a little bit over the top with how I edit. But I love putting in the voiceovers, and it's just a case of being able to afford the right tech, right? As some of you know, my laptop died recently, and that was not ideal. But this beautiful one now, oh my gosh, it's really saving me a lot of editing time as well. Which is great because it works faster and it can cope with it all so much better. I mean, these little cameras are amazing. I'm shooting in 4K when I can, but I'm trying to shoot in about 2.7K because it's plenty, but just to allow everything else to be able to cope with it. One thing to have big files, but you've got to have the kit to actually deal with it as well. So as I, can afford to do more and replace things, then I certainly will, because I love the tech. I really do. But yeah, I'm trying. It's funny. The authenticity thing is, I said in the Next Chapter Club the other day, we were talking about being you. And I said, it's all very well saying being you until, sometimes you question yourself and go, well, who the hell is that? Right? Who actually is that? And with so much change and, becoming a YouTuber, looking after Bella on my own, which is not a hardship, but I have to be organized, right? Getting used to living in a van as well and driving and all of these different things. So I think that's actually made it easier for me to just be me, because I'm just going with the flow. I don't have any preconceived ideas about how I should be. So I'm glad that's coming across. I always like to think that I want my videos that if you bumped into me and met me in person, I would be exactly as you have seen me be. Do you know what I mean? There's no video telephone voice. If you're of my generation, do you remember that when we had a telephone voice? We were sort of like how you had to answer the telephone. And I think it's very easy. I've done that in the past, I think. But I think when it's just your voice and you can learn a little bit about how to make your voice better, then you know, and I've done things like that. I've been a speaker and all sorts of things. So I'm getting there. I like to think that I'm getting there. Okay. Justin. Hey, I've just realized who you are. You told me a different one. I can't remember now. But yeah, how far have you got since we met in Anglesey? Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story. I can't tell you my exact location right now. And that is because I've had a couple of strange people. And yeah, and one email in particular gave me a couple of sleepless nights. I've dealt with it. Hopefully it's all gone away. Actually two. But yeah, I am in Pembrokeshire now, so I have gone a long way, hence me saying about the videos. But it's all coming up. I could do an hour and a half every week, but I know that's just too much. People don't have an hour and a half to watch a YouTube. So yeah, I do remember you. We met. If you don't remember, me and Bex had the Land Rover camper. Yes. I did. I did recognize when you said that. I knew immediately. Your Land Rover was well kitted out, wasn't it? I do remember. And you went off. You were going off to do the rest of Anglesey as well. Did you have a successful trip? But yeah, I'm now down in Pembrokeshire, and I have to say, when I got to Pembrokeshire, I was really excited because I loved Anglesey. I loved it so much. I could have stayed there way more. And there's actually an episode that is before when I went back to Newborough. On that one where I dedicated a whole episode to it, simply because I was so worried that I was getting so behind with everything, and it had been chucking it down with rain. And when I went back to Bangor to get my laptop, my new MacBook, oh, what a journey that was. But I seized the opportunity to nip back onto Anglesey. So it definitely is calling me. It's on the list. I could live in Anglesey, very much so. Hang on a second. Your views of the beaches are stunning. Maybe a calendar could happen. Yeah, the next video that's coming out on Thursday has got 2 maps. It's got the full journey so far, and then obviously the journeys that I'm doing in there. I only had a little one for the Newborough one because it was only one place that I went. But they are all coming together, and the map now, the software that I use to do that, this MacBook can cope with it. Whereas the previous one didn't, and it took me hours. I'll be honest, it was a nightmare. Whereas now, I've worked it all out. It's an awful lot quicker. Okay, so your map intro is really cool and gives us a great insight into your journey. Agree with Ram, those beach walks are stunning. Yeah, I am actually going to speak. I use the OS app, and it's absolutely brilliant for planning, and then obviously I can show those maps afterwards. But I'm not sure about copyright. I'm not sure if I can just say this is from the OS app and do it. So somehow I need to find out, because I'm putting them together. I am putting them together so that people can, do you know what I mean, reference the exact walk that I've done. So that's a lot of fun. I'm glad that you're liking them. Yeah, Big Dog, you remember the telephone voice, that's for sure. Thank you. Thanks, Ron, for that. My energy, yeah, I have bags of it. Shazzy's World. Hi, Sarah. Love your videos. Love how you positively represent women. That is fabulous. Can I tell you a little story? I met a lady today in a coffee shop, and Bella barked at another dog, and it was all fine. Everybody was really lovely, and it all worked fine. She only barked. She didn't do anything awful. And this lady said to me, two things. First of all, she said, "Oh, are you on your own?" Which is really interesting because I'm totally used to going anywhere on my own. I decided years ago, after I got divorced, I was never, ever, ever going to let me doing something by myself stop me, And she asked me, she said, "Oh, do you get lonely?" And I said, "No, not at all." And obviously, you can be alone and never feel lonely, right? It's really true. And the second thing was, she then asked me what I was doing, and I told her about the tour and the camper van and so on. And this lady she was such a lovely, lovely lady. She was in her late 70s, she told me. And she said, "Oh my goodness, I think it's amazing that women are now doing these types of things." And I said early on, I didn't want to be classed as, "Oh, you're so brave to be doing this." Because if we tell each other that it's bravery, that you need to do something like this, then we're telling ourselves it's scary. And those first few nights where I was, on a park up in some weird places, or what felt like really weird places, where I just had to tell myself, I can't feel like this. I can't feel like this. Otherwise, it's just going to be a nightmare. And that I must assume that all is going to be well. And so far, so good. It's been a few little things, but I'm beginning to get the idea that they're just stuff that happens, when people flash their lights and beep their horns and things like that. That's all they're doing, nothing else. So yes, thank you. I hope I am representing women in a positive life, especially 55 and plus, or even 50 and plus, or even 45, or even 21. So it says, "Well, as you're only doing a year of traveling, or will you continue beyond that if you fall in love with this lifestyle?" I have given this. Oh, hang on. There's another question. Let me go for that one first. "When you have done the coastline, will you be traveling inland across the UK?" Well, I've been living in the Midlands for 20 years. I'm from Hampshire originally, and the coastline is my passion. That is I'm sure you've all realized that is my place that I absolutely love. What will be changing in the future? I'm going to be dead honest. I don't know. Mark, my partner, has been living in the Midlands all his life, although he does like the mountains and he does like a coastline. His argument is living in the middle of the country is brilliant because you can go anywhere. However, and that's true, I have got the wanderlust, right? And I'm realizing that when I have my tough times and I have that sort of like, "Oh, I just want to go home," I do have those moments. But the thing is, I can't. I really want to continue this. And I think there might be a little bit of a mix. I feel like, why don't we question everything? Okay, like, who says we just have to live in a bricks and mortar property and stay there for the long term? So I am meeting lots of people. I've met people who live in container houses. I've met people who have several static vans around the country. I've met people who have apartments abroad and live in a van when they're here. I've met all sorts of different people. And what's wonderful about that is it really opens up your world, right? To whatever the possibilities could be. So Shazzy's world, a lovely question. I absolutely love it. The one thing I have said for certain is for as long as I'm able to drive, I will have a camper van. And I'm sticking with that. I will not let go of this. I don't own a house or anything like that. This is my everything, and I'm going to keep it that way. So whatever happens afterwards, I'd like to think that Mark and I will be a lot more together than we currently are. We were living together previously in his house. So who knows, Shazzy? But I will be traveling an awful lot more because I do love this lifestyle very, very much. So give me a thumbs up or some hearts if you feel the same. If you are listening to this and you're like, once you get that my little studio apartment on wheels. Absolutely love it. So that's a great question. Thank you. And I'm just going to say, when you say, are you only doing a year of traveling? I got to complete the UK coastline, and I'm now got in my head 18 months, and I have sped up a little bit. I've got a bit more. I think I've learned so much. I wanted to go to every single little place as I was going around, but it would take me years, like 6-7 years to do it like that. So I'm doing a bit more of what I think is really in keeping with this particular journey, right? Coastlines, coastal walks. So not so much of the big towns. I can't do all of them. So let's have a look. Yeah, Anglesey is stunning. Just very busy on a bank holiday weekend. Absolutely. And now I'm in. Yeah, let's talk about the school holidays, because they have started now. It's like being in a completely different country. Everything is completely different. The traffic, obviously the atmospheres. I have to get up really early, like really early now, if I want a beach to myself. But then it just brings a new energy, right? It brings a new energy and a new challenge. And for years and years, we were that family that you know, when you've got little kids or big kids, school kids, you have to stick with you have to stick with the school holidays, right? So that's part of life. Shazzy says, admire you and get a lot of inspiration from you. Oh, thank you. You have great confidence. Oh, I have my moments, but yes, it's definitely grown since doing something like this as well. I have to say, it really has. So thank you, Shazzy, for that. Big dog by yourself is so much easier with a dog. My dog is like a social passport because people feel free to chat. That is so important, especially, and that's another thing with the school holidays, right? Get loads of children and they love a Labrador, they love a dog. And so, yeah, if I was just a middle-aged man alone, there would be no chat at all. No, I don't think that's necessarily true, but I can't speak for you because I'm not a middle-aged man. However, I find that when you're on your own, just a smile sometimes lets people, I smile at everybody. I used to teach my kids that. Smile at everyone and you have a better day, which I think is true. So, but I think sometimes when you're on a coastal walk, there was a chap I met yesterday and I'd just seen dolphins, which I got on camera, so you're going to see them as well. And he was, walking one way, I was walking the other. And we had a quick chat because obviously he was like, did you see the dolphins? Absolutely. So we had a chat there. So I think some people are like that and others just want to be left alone and would rather you just walk by, which is perfectly fine with me. So Shazzy, I'm from the Midlands to Scotland, my favourite place so far. I've travelled. It's stunning. Yeah, Scotland. Mark took me to Scotland. And I say Mark took me to Scotland because he literally took me to Scotland. Because I kept going on about Devon and Cornwall and how amazing it was. And he was like, you need to come and see this. So we did a bit of the West Coast and some of the Outer Hebrides, which... Shazzy, Shazzy's World, have you done some of the Outer Hebrides? I haven't done. We didn't do Lewis and Harris, and we've both said we are going back 100%. It's beautiful. Scotland is just something else, isn't it? And by the time I hit Scotland, it's going to be winter. Oh my goodness. And isn't that going to be a different experience altogether? It's going to be a complete contrast to all the beautiful weather that we've had so far. Rom says, we're in West Wales last week and the roads were so tiny. Thought of you in your van. Yeah, it's funny. I've had to write off a couple of places because if they're not sort of parkable and then walkable, I just can't get there. And I've damaged the van more than once. And I really don't want to damage it anymore. And so I'm making better choices and I'm becoming a bit of an expert with the Google Maps. Only today, not only do I take a look at it now, I don't just let Google Maps make decisions for me. And sometimes it goes, oh, it's quicker if you go this way. And then you find yourself in a lane this big and go, no, it really isn't. So yeah, you have to get better with the maps. It's for your own your own safety as well. Shazzy's work. So where have you been, Ron? Oh, we were. So yeah, where have you been? Be good to see where you were. Shazzy's World. I went to Much Wenlock today in my converted camper van, and there's island cows there, baby ones. Oh, Highland cows, island cows. I recommend it when you travel inland. I know Much Wenlock. There's a really nice. You go up on the ridge. Was that the one that you did, Shazzy? Because I've been a hiker for many, many years. And so Shropshire, I know pretty well, and the Peak District. Make sure you get there as well. There's so many places on the Peak District, just beautiful. Justin said, Bex, my other half, wants to take me to Scotland for my 50th next year. Really looking forward to it. 100%. If you get to go to Skye, I've got so much of Scotland to do. I'm looking forward. Obviously, the NT 500 is part of the coast. I'm looking forward to it so much. But Skye was a bit like Anglesey. I could live on Skye, definitely. I haven't officially put it on my list because we only had a brief little visit, and obviously I'll do a lot more of it on the tour. But I can't wait. Can't wait for that. So and also, Justin, happy 50th for next year. You're just about to enter your most adventurous decade for sure. And if she's going to take you, Bex, good on you, darling. That's fantastic. I also recommend Sana Beach in Scotland and the Isle of Mull. Yeah, I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to do all of the islands. I think that might be another tour. Could you imagine, like, if I do, I'm sort of trying to do the mainland coastland, right? And do that. Anglesey obviously was easy to just drive over there. But yeah, I kind of thought there's a whole nother tour where you could just do the islands, right? Who fancies that? Should we do a group one? Who's coming with me? We're in Pirelli. Yes. Yep. Absolutely fabulous. Did you go up to Harlock? Harlock is gorgeous. Big Dog, excited to see if you go on the ferry from the top end of Scotland to the Orkneys. It was the most exciting trip in a big sea I've ever done. I have seen some of these on YouTube, right? And I would absolutely love to do it. But in all honesty, I think I'm going to have to, on this tour, I'm going to have to stick with it. Has anybody seen Scottish Man in a Van? Do you follow him? He's on YouTube. David, his name is. And he is, oh my gosh, talk about, he's amazing with the tech. Absolutely amazing. And I'm going to mention him because he has so inspired me. And he is currently doing the whole of Scotland. And I'm not sure if he's done the islands. I don't think he has done the islands. But it just looks so stunning, and just somewhere that's on my list 100%. I really would love to go and do those, but as I said, I think I've got to go finish all of this tour, and then yeah, I've got the bug. I'm going to be doing an awful lot more as well. So what was so when you were saying the most exciting trip about the big sea, what was it eerie? Did it feel strange? How was it? Right, I've run out of comments and questions. So, oh my gosh, we've been 35 minutes. Has anybody else got anything? If you've enjoyed this, would you be kind enough to give it a thumbs up for me? I really am so pleased that so many of you turned up. Thank you so much for doing that. It's been great fun. I'm happy to stay on. Yes, Sarah, I did a lovely walk in between the trees in Much Wenlock. It's gorgeous. And that's how I saw the island cows. Yes, there's a pub that has a dog menu. No way. That can you remember what that is? I have to take Bella there. That's brilliant. Sky one side, sea the other, then swap. Oh yeah, of course. Love my sea legs, but most of the passengers were sick. It was awesome. Oh my gosh, Big Dog, you have a strange, a strange view of awesome. That sounds awful. I was on a cruise once. We had a family holiday and we went on a cruise, and that was the first time that I saw a huge number of people actually seasick. It was horrendous. Rom says, loved catching up. I need to catch up with Next Chapter membership. Now I'm back. Yes, you certainly do, my lovely. We have our next group call tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. So I look forward to seeing you there. Orkney Islands are stunning. Yeah, absolutely. The George and Dragon. Right. The George and Dragon, Much Wenlock. I'm going to remember that for when I'm back. Thank you so much for the recommendations. And while I'm in Pembrokeshire, if any of you, because I'm doing Pembrokeshire, and then obviously I'm going to be going around, and then I'm going to be coming around to Bristol and Weston-super-Mare, and heading on to North Devon, which has been so close to my heart for so long. I love North Devon, absolutely love it. But if you've got any recommendations, why not let me know. And some of the smaller, quirkier places, that's what I really, really love. So let's have a look. Oh, bless you, Justin. Thank you so much. Treat yourself to an ice cream. Do you know what? I'll tell you what I'll do. Thank you. I will treat myself to a lovely coffee, because I do like a coffee when I'm out and about, and I'll make sure that Bella gets something as well. Thank you. That's really sweet of you. I really appreciate it. Or I could actually put it towards tech, right? I think I'll do that. Thank you, Justin. And keep in touch, my lovely. You and Bex were a pleasure to meet. You really were. Let's right, what was saying, the Jordan Dragon and the ferry had to divert. It was that rough. Yeah, it's not funny, is it? Being seasick is not funny. So everyone, thank you so much. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. The next episode is coming out on Thursday, and I haven't quite finished editing. I've actually got about 3 on the go at the moment, which is not a good strategy, is it? But we will have the next one coming out on Thursday. And if you do want to know more about sort of the Starlink and some of my setup, then let me know and I'll make some videos as well. Good luck with the traffic in the school holidays in Cornwall and Devon. I know. Do you know what? I'm really not looking forward to it. And I'm back to tiny little lanes. I know it pretty well, so hopefully I'll know where to avoid and work my way around these things. Shazzy, thanks for doing this chat. Love to Bella as well. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone. And if there's no more questions, I will see you on the video, and I'll be premiering it so that I'll be there in the chat as well. Night all. Thank you so much. See you soon. Now this is where I work out how to turn it off. I think I've done it. Bye guys. Thank you.